palitan na ng champion eh. So we are gonna be going into the draft right now. Again, this is game 3. TNC versus IPT. Look at that 1-1, and I'm expecting some Kaisa bans actually to be coming, because I think Kaisa is super hit and miss right now. I think Marky still tried to do the strong Kaisa. This worked the second time around. Again, as Asurai pointed out, I think it was the Nunu that enabled a lot of that as well. As you can see naman, super powerful.
Yeah, synergy.
Yeah, good synergy with the Blood Boil in as well as the Kaisa stealth. So, again, super big plays coming out from Marky. And I think if I were TNC, I would consider Kaisa ban since Marky looks like he practiced a lot.
Yeah, it's either you ban or you do something about it.
And there it is.
Yeah, nung nawala rin kasi yung Zac, that's the time na nagkaroon ng breathing space si Marky. But knowing that they pick it on 2 consecutive games, it means that this is a comfort pick para kay Marky.
Absolutely. I mean, siguro nakita ni Marky yung gano'ng kalakas si Uzi nag-carry dun sa Worlds sa MSI.
Oh, interestingly enough, hindi naman si Ez for this first phase, and that's the thing. Ezreal.
Priority Ezreal there for TNC. I think Demon has actually played Ez very well on game 1 against Kaisa, and if you put that against someone a bit lower down the tier list, like I hope they don't pick Caitlyn.
Oh, okay.
Wow, no, I think that's just a bug. So right now, they picked up a Caitlyn. I was just gonna say, oh, you're gonna pick a Caitlyn against an Ezreal. Are you really sure? But again, Caitlyn does have her strengths din eh. Like, may mga times na talagang okay mag-Caitlyn. Maybe this can be one of those times if you have easier access to the Ezreal. But again, we'll have to see. Right now, Morgana getting picked out for a pairing for Caitlyn.
Once again, this duo, makikita naman natin sila sa bot lane, and if you have Morgana, it means for TNC team na magkaroon ng mas maraming magic or Black Shield Destroyer, or rather more CC para ma-burn out dito yung Black Shield itself.
I think narinig ka ata eh. Zac pick bigla eh.
Oh,
so, Zac pick definitely powerful for
We're
TNC,
going back on game 1.
Yeah, this is looking a lot like game 1 with the exception of the support so far. But again, let's see, baka maging ibang kwento pag halimbawa, whoa! What a flex on that Morg too, and Karma. Wow. I mean, who do you think can go support in mid? If we have a pick for Karma and Morgana, who would you pick for support in mid?
I go for the Morgana support still. I'll stick with the Morgana support and Karma. We've seen Karma dominate the mid lane because of its empowered skills with her ult. So I think with all those trades, malaking bagay na siya yung ilagay mo, in Morgana being the one who's conservative enough with those dark mindings, tormented soil, and then the Black Shield itself para sa AD carry niya. So I think mas okay yun rather than the go-to shield ni Karma. That's
right. Sabi ni Mayhem 9, no Soraka, sad life. Exactly. So again, Karma is very good on the mid lane as well. Madaling mag-roam to bot, going to top. If you're a Karma kasi speed boost, obviously. Again, as well, Karma, nakikita natin yung focus ng team ng IPT is going for protecting AD carries, which it did work kanina with Kaisa. I'm not super sure about the Caitlyn, but again, we'll have to see how Marky plays around with this. Sejuani, great jungle pairing. I mean, that's a great frontline. I mean, Sejuani has been all year round, despite paulit-ulit na patches, over changes in the buffs, in the jungle stuff. I think Sejuani is still very solid as a tank in the roam.
Yep, it's just that I have a few questions for Sejuani kasi since nung putting in that MSI place, sobrang fallback din si Peanut on that Sejuani. So, I'm not a fan of Sejuani talaga in terms of that one kasi si Zac kasi medyo ma-outrotate niya and at the same time, locks in the Camille sa kamay ng TNC. So, it means sobrang bully ng top lane. So, si Sejuani medyo magiging conservative on her roam sa pagdating sa mid or sa top. And I really love IPT having that Karma mid and the danger na pwedeng ma-assassinate ulit siya. Binan ka agad nila yung Cassiopeia and then the LeBlanc.
That's right. I think they kind of gave a lot of safety on the mid lane as well. I mean, Yasuo and Vlad on the ban list of IPT. That looks like a lot of mid lane focus that can also flex to top. And speaking of top, Shen locked down
for MJ.
as a counter to the
Camille.
So I'm not super sure about that. But again, if this works out, Icarus can have a lot of advantages against a Shen. He can lock him down super easy. But again, we'll have to see. I mean, it's still gonna depend on how well the mid lane can rotate. I mean, both these mid laners, Rise, we have a Karma, both of them super fast on the rotations. I'm actually not surprised to see a lot of explosive plays in the early game. Because again, both compositions, I think, can do well in the early.
Yep. So, considering also that having that Shen, kasi mostly this top lane opens up for that Ornn. But
That's
still,
right.
we don't see Ornn up until na talagang the trades against Camille. So, I think MJ, this is the comfort pick, and it shows on Game 2 how well he plays this champion. So, the rotations coming in from Hate. So, he needs to consider once again on weighing things. Kasi this time, it's different eh. This is a Zac. This is not an Ivern na magka-farm lang, mag-smite.
That's right.
Then tries a so cool
yes, flashy. Yung mga flashy na bakbakan, I know. So again, we're going to be going into the Rift. Again, this is Game 3 IPT versus TNC.
Yes.
So again, I think both of these junglers, again, both of them are tanks. And I think a lot of these junglers are gonna be reliant on decision making. Yep. I think yun ang pinakamalaking magiging what do you call this? Coin flip between these two. Who can decide where to gank better? Because I think if you hit and miss, you're a bit of a hit and miss. If you're a Sejuani, you rotate slower than the Zac. But right now, if they want to go for something, Icarus tries to go hard.
Goes in for the jump, and IPT Hate just walk this around, but like...
Yeah, they're gonna be relatively safe kasi hindi naman kaya mag-collapse ng IPT in this point because again, both bot laners still near the bottom scuttler area. So again, good try for TNC, but again, they are spotted out. They're just gonna opt for more safer laning at this point because again, kita naman nila bumagsak yung wards. Nothing else you can do about that.
Yeah, I was thinking that they're going in for that elastic slingshot while the stun of Camille goes in. So I think mas masisecure nila yung kill, but yeah, they don't want to overcommit since they don't have the vision of the other IPT members. So good thing din yun para sa TNC, and just burning one ward, it means another vision for them to take out dun sa side nila.
Yeah, I think at this point of the meta where wards have a longer cooldown, like Azurai did say earlier, big deal yung pag binagsak mo agad yung ward mo ng super early. So that means after that 60-second window, may small opportunity yung junglers nating makapasok ng mas maaga if they want to call for it. On the bot lane, it's gonna be a lot more safer for Demon, I think. Demon definitely showing up to be good in the role that he replaced Burst with. But so far, both teams should start relegating waiting for their junglers to rotate very soon. Scuttler becoming quite a big deal as well in this patch, but let's see if our junglers will give it a lot of priority. Dark Binding lands onto Orphos. Lots of yummy bullets there coming from Marky, and I think Demon's gonna suffer very close by as both bot laners of TNC suffer a lot of HP damage.
Yeah, that's the idea of this lineup coming in from IPT. Since they know that Ezreal doesn't have the Trinity Force or even a Muramana, you can easily outpoke them, put a lot of damage, and then just secure some binding straps and then secure a kill. So, mas magiging conservative dito ang TNC, although those mistake shot keeps on landing left and right.
Tama. You know what's funny? IPT Marky actually has a teleport, so that's gonna be very useful later. But right now, Icarus on the top lane trying to get some damage, some CS down, being pressured heavily by MJ on the top lane. This is gonna be a bit more of drawn-out fight. He tries to go for some damage again. MJ, very early game Shen is very difficult to deal with because of that shield skill.
Yeah, sobrang hirap talaga sabayan dito ni MJ having that sustain and the shield left and right. You can see here the trades, it is not enough, and whoa, that's so brave of Light
that's
to walk in front.
So right now on the bottom lane, I think again Marky getting the TP out is kind of good, But again, you're gonna be lacking one battle summoner. That might be a bit of a problem. Right now on the bottom lane, Dragon area burst, getting chased down by Hate. A lot of pressure being given out by the IPT squad as of the moment, as both teams being very, very aggressive on either sides of the map.
And the problem here is na-outbox na sobra dito si Light, and low health siya. Not really puts him on a good spot to respond dun sa Zac and Sejuani trade.
Yeah.
And the zoning coming in from Orthros and Demon pays off para mas lumakas yung loob dito ni Burst na kunin lang yung Scuttler on his own.
That's right. And again, we have emphasized Scuttler control to be very, very big at this point in the game. Meanwhile, NJ!
Ooh,
wow!
The damage coming in from those minions with Icarus stun. Sobrang hindi mo gugustuhin mag-overstay na may lalapat merong cannon minion na nakatingin kay MJ.
Medyo malakas ang kill potential with Icarus right now. Oh my god! He took a tower hit to the face. Kind of a misplay there, but again, that's going to be relatively safe on the top lane. Both laners kind of be relegated to just back off. You know, on the bot lane, still, Demon doing a lot of pressure to the IPT bot lane, but again, still super healthy. I don't expect anything big to happen until later, until Marky goes with a big teleport plays, maybe? Yeah, I think I'm waiting for that. Man.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for it. And knowing that Ezreal doesn't have a Sheen or even a Tier, you can't really expect Demon to throw those Mystic Shot, and being zoned out here puts a bit of a problem for them in terms of the Kleptomancy rune. So you can't really max out what Kleptomancy can give you.
Yeah, and I think, like you mentioned, at this point of time, this is the time where Marky can shine. While Demon doesn't have those very essential items like yung Sheen.
Yeah.
Big deal yun sa damage early on in the game when you start proccing it. I think that's a big difference maker on the bot lane. But if if a Demon gets back to lane with that item, it's gonna become a different story.
Yeah, that will be a problem for them. And even in knowing dito na si Marky, hindi pa siya gumagamit ng zoning traps. It means na medyo good spacing pa to para sa side nila Demon. Pero ngayon makikita natin dito, this is a sneaky gap coming in from Burst. And let's wait up for MJ. A few overextension here will put him in a tight spot. And goes for the elastic slingshot, jumps in, but the flash to reach out the stun, and here comes the pull, pulls MJ in, and the damage is still there, but MJ trying to be slippery, but the ultimatum here finish off. MJ and Haze will be the next target here. The stun and the ult coming in from Light wasn't able to hit the Realm Warp and the tie-in, but Light still wasn't able to complete the kill. That's a new answer for IPT.
Sneaky moves there by Haze, confusing both members of IPT. Again, on the top lane though, they do win out, so that's gonna be first blood going over to TNC, specifically the Burst. I think that's a lot of control being given over at this point in the game, where you're actually just 1k ahead, but still a lot of the CS differential is gonna start building up soon, as Camille does have free reign on the top lane.
Yes, so having that one kill puts a lot of emphasis on the damage or the itemization damage coming in from Icarus, so he can bully MJ anytime. But also the mid lane, putting away that si Haze na nag-back siya, it means na mas makaka-farm si Light compared nung nabubully siya. But you can see here, Burst once again, sobrang tapang niya against Hate, and Orthros being spot out here by the ward.
Yeah, I love blue side TNC. They seem to be super confident in their control. Whenever they're in here, they're like, they do a lot of really aggressive plays that they really wouldn't normally do. Again, maybe that's because of the composition. Also because of the confidence that they have, because of the Marky TP as well.
Yeah.
They know Marky does not have that much power on the bot lane, so they're leaving bot lane a lot. If you'll notice, a lot of the ganks are either on the mid or on the top lane, specifically on top. Again, this is gonna be so good for TNC once they get Demon rolling. But Marky will have, again, IPT ang power nila dito, I think, is on positioning. Once they have Marky's Caitlyn teleport.
Yun din yung napapansin ko dito, knowing that both bot lane is not being given emphasis ng mga jungler dito. It gives a lot dun sa call item. Kung papansin mo, meron silang parehas call kasi it gives time for them. Pero on that thought, magkakaroon muna ng laban dito sa mid lane. But both of them disengages more on mid lane ganks.
Yes.
It means bot lane, more spaces, more farm. Having that call puts them on a good spot pagdating sa mid game. Secures a mid-range item. Pero you can see another slingshot here. A juicy target para dito si Light. Wala siyang...
Uy, flash!
Whoa! Flash in with the next bounce. Goes back. And down with the cleanse. And Light tries to stay alive. But hey, secures the kill. Pero nasa si Sejuani, wala lang. Tamang clear lang and kill. But these teams are really hot on their foot. Spirit Refuge being used here. And tries to relax on top lane.
Yeah, I love that they're super duper confident that they could pull that off. I mean, Zac, he flashed in right next to the tower without minions next to it because they were confident that they could get him into position. They flacked out with the Let's Bounce, and then they pulled it off so well with Sejuani following super duper close. They super calculated that to the last second. Yeah,
I was thinking that Light's going to use the cleanse earlier, but he used it already when he's too low. So, I think ang gagawin dapat ng IPT dito is that they need to be more cautious when it comes to that sack because this is the second time it's being picked dito sa series na to. It means that it's a comfort pick. The aggression that they're showing na nga ito na burst once again. Mark being pulled off once again and the damage coming in from Demon. Jumps in, the ult coming in from Shadow, ties both of them but disengages. Both teams try to stay alive.
Ang kate ng TNC ngayon, mga kaibigan, as they are putting a lot of pressure on the bot lane with Burst doing a lot in that gank, like forcing a lot of, forcing the flashes, again, forcing the Morgana ult into just a defensive position. And I think they're still not done. They do realize that hate is very near because of that flail. And right now, they just opt to go for towers and maybe some control on that dragon area.
Yes, and speaking of the dragon area, you have that Drake. Pero ito na, you can see the Realm Warp. Haze is lasting slingshot burst at Black Shield, but Marky on a tight spot. Here comes the United Stand. The ult also coming in from Sejuani, catches one, but still was able to secure the kill against Marky. Here comes the Monsoon to protect them. And the 4 members of TNC is alive after that dive.
And proxy pa sila, grabe. Ang confident ng TNC ngayon, going for the towers as we speak. Again, there's so much gold going into their pockets. Once they get this, they could actually transition easily to a dragon. I mean, it's not the best dragon to get, but it's still something. As at the same time, Camille also getting a lot done on the top lane. Ikaros looking really good. 93 to 52 against the Shen.
Yeah, and putting that Sheen on his hand. So, yung power spike talaga dito ni Ikaros is mas nag-show off. And MJ in the Chamat once again not really showing a good power or discrepancy dito sa top lane. And for TNC, ito yung pinaka ito yung pinaka recipe nila. Yung aggression na meron sila sa Zac and the rotations that they can pull off while IPT are the ones who can play on mid to late game. Ito na laban sa top lane, Spirit Refuge and slides out si MJ. Grabe ang pagiging bully ni Camille dito.
Yeah, I mean, nakakatakot yung power ni Camille when he tries to pop, when he finds the right timing to get in the game. Again, Burst, still super makulit, either on top, starts rotating from the bot, going to mid, then I'm pretty sure he's gonna go to top soon. I think this is just gonna be a slugfest for TNC. I mean, IPT, are they gonna have to do what they did in Game 1? Something similar to that, where they have to wait for Marky to go online on this Caitlyn. I mean, they're not going into fights yet. I think they're also waiting for the proper timing, but when will that be? When will it be too late?
Yeah, that's the problem, that IPT keeps on waiting and waiting and they can't really answer. They tried to answer some of those ganks, but having that Sejuani, it isn't that as effective as Zac. So I think it doesn't really show off kung paano si Sejuani i-rotate dito sa mapa ng IPT. And another problem is that they can also equalize the roaming factor of Ryze.
Yeah, medyo nahihirapan sila. I mean, Haze is doing awesome on this Ryze as we speak. He's doing a lot of great realm warps as well. So I think that's also giving a lot of kumbaga kaba to IPT as well. I mean, Ikaros, look like medyo alanganin ka dyan. I think pinapababa lang niya to half health. I'm not sure kung nakita ni Ikaros yung proc ni Sejuani, but this should be very, very close. Ikaros does have a lot of escape options as well.
But
and right now, they're going for it!
They're going in for the dive. That would be the flash and elastic slingshot. Except ultimatum is being popped as well. But you can see Shadow pulls in the dark binding. And here comes the let bounce backward. The Spirit Refuge and the Moonsun to push them out. Pero ito na, sobrang tindi pa rin ang gamit dito ni Camille. Talagang nagpuput pa rin siya ng napakadaming damage and burst. And the other team, or the TNC members, goes out and secures another kill. 4-0 on the scoreboard. The advantage in the hands of TNC.
I mean, that is just phenomenal gameplay there from TNC. They're pushing a lot of pressure into IPT right now, who is having a hard time answering. They're gonna go for tower and more global gold. As we speak, 6K gold lead for TNC at 14 minutes.
Grabe ang pinapakita ng TNC dito. Once na na-secure na nila yung towers, ito rin yung nakita natin nung game 1. The effective Zac dives nung nangyari ng first tower sa bot lane, rotates on top lane, and then secures another brush ganks and everything.
Yeah, I mean,
sobrang pinapakita talaga na, I mean, sobrang methodical ng TNC, and I was thinking that IPT should be getting the idea na ito talaga yung strat na pinupull off ng TNC, and they should be countering this on game 4, or I'm not saying that this is the dead end, pero
masyado mga agaw nilabas.
Spoiler alert. No, just kidding. And ano lang, I was thinking for them na dapat nababasa nila at this certain moment na ito yung mga plays na gustong-gustong gawin ng TNC, and they can bait that out, that kind of aggression.
I mean, TNC is kind of, at some points, they're really actually a bit hard to read then. I mean, the Realm Warp, the ganks of the Zac from behind the bush. I mean, who would expect that? I mean, oh, look at this. They're actually going for it while the rest of TNC went for Dragon. They're going to be fighting on top. IPT still going to be in a bad spot despite trying to go for the gank. Flashes the plot.
Oh, here comes the Realm Warp coming in from Haze, and that's the stun. Marky goes down, and here comes the binding coming in from Shadow, but no further follow-up for IPT as their carry goes down, but the follow-up goes in for the side of TNC. Here comes the Black Shield. Let's bounce backward, and here comes Camille launching in on front of them. But Light, is that enough for you to protect them? Keeps on, the binding is the Moonsun, and three-man's elastic slingshot catches them out. Another ultimatum coming in from Camille, and TNC one after another secure some kill, and this will be another tower in their pocket.
Dude, ang gandang frontline ni Burst, ang gandang frontline ni Zac right now. I mean, there's so much freedom for Demon to just go in and out. I mean, they're shuffling the damage to each member so evenly that I'm actually a bit confused that IPT then send more members into that lane to try to support them. They were in a very bad spot actually.
It's funny that whenever the elastic slingshots come in, susunod si Camille launching in. Parang may nagrarapel lang sa harap mo na sobrang, wee! And then we get another kill and another wee! And then we get another kill.
Talagang wee tayo! Wee tayo talaga.
Sobrang lipad lang sila ng lipad na parang wala na pumipigil sa kanila. Remember, 0 on the scoreboard of IPT. They're still on the tight spot.
That's right.
They're not doing, I mean, they're doing something about it, but it's not effective as what we can see right now.
Yeah, medyo kinulang lang tayo siguro sa, again, sa backups for IPT. That could have gone well for IPT as well. Being in that position where it's easy to land the Dark Binding, so easy to land the ult as well. Maybe a glacial, an ultimate from Sejuani could have been easier to pull off in that area. But again, this is going to be rotations. I mean, TNC might be pulling off the rotations super fast for IPT to answer. And maybe that's one of their strengths. One of the strengths of TNC as well on this composition is a lot of mobility. To be able to rotate around the map a lot more efficiently, therefore giving them a lot of advantages.
Yeah, that's the thing. TNC is being known to dive, keeps on diving one after another, and that aggression should be equalized by IPT, but the draft itself, or the champions, you can't really see someone who can go toe-to-toe with that Camille.
Yes.
Who can go toe-to-toe with that, with Light itself.
Yeah, walang super bruiser warrior sa side ng IPT.
So kumbaga, walang nakakapag-sustain nung nung damage na kayang ibigay dito ng TNC, na kahit si Zac mismo, talaga nagiging annoying na rin with all those jumps or the slingshots.
Medyo nakakatakot din si Icarus here on this Camille. 402. And I think the power of TNC is just gonna be super peel. I mean, maybe if they go for death balls where there are 5 of them with Shen, sorry, 4 of them with Shen, maybe split pushing somewhere might be the optimal route to go. They're not really doing that as much as they should. I think that's something a bit mistake. Right now, Icarus goes hard on Shadow. Unexpected kill there from TNC. And then they go for the other side of the map. That came out of nowhere. If I were for IPT's map.
Showing off Icarus on that Camille. The top lane carry Camille. You can really see, and then that's another hook shot, and waiting for the tactical sweep for the slow, and that's the damage all around. Conquers proc and flashes across the board to catch Shen, and once again MJ goes down, dominating dito si Icarus, and IPT can't do something about that.
Cancel Drift Herald summon. That was pretty big, but still on the bottom lane, split pa rin sila. I mean, Icarus was super confident pulling that off against the Shen on the bottom lane. Kahit nasa ilalim sila ng tower kasi nandyan si Orthos. That just shows a lot of trust on your teammates. And again, because of that effort, they're gonna get a lot of gold all over the map. Right now, for IPT, almost 14k gold lead. Sorry, TNC. Sorry.
Yeah, the aggression coming in from Icarus, it shows a lot dahil din alam natin na active yung Monsoon. So, whenever someone goes, they can just go ahead, hook shot out, Monsoon disengages completely. So, makikita mo dito na ang sinusupport na ngayon ni Orthros is si Icarus because of that shutdown gold na pwedeng makuha ni Marky or anyone from IPT. So, with this Ezreal, sobrang slippery niya, having that Muramana and that Triforce, you can really walks in front of him because of those launching mystic shots. So I think this is a good idea for TNC na talagang mag-stick muna dito kay Icarus na holding the majority of the damage that they're dishing out completely.
Yeah, despite Demon being 1-0 without getting any kills at all, he's doing a lot of the damage as we speak right now. And now they're trying to threaten a Baron with baiting up Hate, but right now a lot of members of TNC committing for Hate. Black Shield gonna stop more aggression, but again, this is still a lot of map control on the side of TNC right now, man.
Yeah, so this is really a bold pick coming in from TNC. Itong Zac na to talagang ayaw magpaawat, papasok lang siya, isi-secure lang niya yung Scuttler nang walang inaalala kasi alam niya anytime na makakapag-slingshot lang siya din. The Let's Bounce on game 1 up until now. Ang dami niyang nahatak pabalik.
As in, bihira ako nakita ng palpak na Let's Bounce. And right now, the top lane is broke up Marky! Oh no, it's gonna be a big run, but it's gonna be for nothing. Again, as TNC take out the key member of IPT, which is Marky. This is giving them a lot of free reign. Maybe they want to go push. Maybe this is gonna be an opportunity for them to go Baron. But right now, I think IPT still wants to catch some members of TNC. Instead, TNC catches them.
Wow, TNC bursts indeed. Ghost jumps in once again, but wasn't able to catch anyone, and they are eyeing on this Baron. And remember, Sejuani still alive. Hate on that smite might be a huge game changer if ever, but Orthros, and you can see Icarus. Saw another one player here from IPT. Another kill with that Hextech ultimatum, shuts down completely Light. And here comes the Smite Force. Oh my god, the Black Shield puts Hate inside the Baron, but still wasn't able to secure it. And wow,
that was super brave of Hate to go for that. I mean, there was a lot of coordination with Shadow doing a lot of distraction on the backline, thus forcing Black Shield onto Hate. But it's just, I think he went in a bit too early, and he tried to go for the 50-50. It was super close, man.
Yeah, it was super close.
I mean, but that was less than 1,000,
The discipline coming in from TNC that don't hit the Baron, just don't.
While we were talking, they do catch Marky again with the flash Rune Prison from Haze. Wow, super confident right now. Wow, nag-sync tayo doon.
Nag-sync tayo sa wow kasi grabe pinapakita aggression talaga ng TNC dito. Hindi na sila magpapaawat pa.
That's right. Now on the side, the base of IPT right now, they're fighting under tower, but still super confident. Let's Bounce gets the kidnap onto MJ, and he's looking like there's no tomorrow for him. Icarus is not done.
Once again, and Ghost jumps in. Icarus not done. Yes, indeed. He was on his legendary streak. And once again, TNC showing the aggression and the power of the early game rotations with that Zac and Camille.
And right now, TNC is gonna start knocking down the Nexus turrets as they eye the Nexus, and it's just Marky without anything to do. This looks like TNC finishing it.
Yes, indeed. This is the last clash, and yeah, you saw it. TNC dominated Game 3.
That is a Game 3 victory, getting TNC up to a 2-1 as we get into the last home stretch, man. Home stretch is going to be match point next game for TNC. Very, very well played there. That was actually super smooth the way they rotated around the map, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the Zac. Like,
that's the power of the Zac.
It's the Zac. From Game 1, it wasn't banned. Another thing, that Ezreal, you can't catch an Ezreal. It wasn't banned. And knowing that TNC is on the blue side, you should know that Ezreal is a priority pick. So it's either you ban it or you gotta let it go. So
I mean, a lot of power of TNC seems to be coming from mobility. Ang ganda ng plays nila pag nandito sila sa mga champions na may, halimbawa, Ezreal with Arcane Shift. Thus, we have a Zac with Elastic Slingshot. Super easy for them to go around the map. Therefore, I think dito na-realize yung potential ng TNC right now. Again, well played for TNC for picking the draft. Again, I can't wait for Game 4. Will IPT still hold their spot? Because I think Marky, mukhang galit na galit siya on the way he plays it. I think medyo nawalan lang, nag-slip lang yung control nila sa mapa.
Talagang tulad ng sinabi mo, it shows a lot on what you said na they're unpredictable with those Realm Warps, those Elastic Slingshot, with Orthros playing denying the vision across the board. So it can really show that TNC are the aggressive ones, that you can see this is the Korean type or the China type train that going to reckon those slow-paced type of draft.
Yeah, I think TNC does well with that, and then their drafts very, very similar to LMS drafts. But again, this is Game 3. We have seen a stunning display of skill from TNC, but when we come back, it's gonna be do or die for IPT as they hold it against TNC's power. Will they get back into the game, or will TNC take home the prize? This is gonna be rock hard, and this is
Osiris.
We will see you after the break. Don't touch that browser. Game 4 upcoming soon.